Hey guys, and welcome back to another episode of Mount and Blade Bannerlord. Now, I'm sure you've heard, but recently Tale Worlds have released some pretty big news. So there's going to be some massive changes coming very soon to Mount and Blade Bannerlord. They've released a whole video about it. They've released their whole update patch video. So make sure to either go on their Steam page and check that out, or go over to their YouTube channel and check that out as well. I'll put it in the description below. I'm just going to cover a few of the points that they mentioned in the update, some of the major points. There's a whole lot more I won't mention, but they're just sort of smaller little things. So if you want the whole details, you want all the information, make sure to go and check out their video over on their channel. But first off, let's jump into the first major thing that they're adding in to the game. Now that is the new battle terrain system. So how this is going to work, and this is literally going to change everything. So the way the game originally worked is, as you're traveling around the map was divided into segments. Now when you initiated a battle simulation on the map, it would pick a random map out of a list designated to that section of the world. However, what the new battle terrain system is going to do, say if you were crossing a bridge or about to cross a bridge, you would then initiate and go into the battle exactly where you are. So if you're just before the bridge, then the bridge will be in front of you. If you were looking away from the bridge would be behind you. If you were on the bridge, you would start the battle pretty much on that bridge. And you'll be able to see, so if there's a town or a village in the distance, you'll be able to see that in the distance of the map itself. So it's literally going to change everything. It's like you're basically just zooming into the map exactly where you are. So you can use the map now to your advantage, and there is a whole new element of tactics and strategy implemented into the game, because you can manipulate any battle to an environment that you're best suited to. So if you know how to fight in a forest better than anywhere else, you can now guarantee that if you went to a forest, or if you went just outside of a forest, that is going to appear on your battle simulation. If you're in the middle of a plains, then your simulation is going to be a plains. If you're on a hill, it will be a hill, and so on. If you're out fighting literally outside of a castle, that castle will be right there. You just won't be inside of it, but it will be there. It will be in the map right next to you. So it's going to literally change everything. So no matter where you are, you're going to initiate battles given whatever the ground is like where you are in the overworld, which is going to be absolutely fantastic. It's really going to change how the game plays out. It's going to change absolutely everything about how it all works. It's still going to be divided into regions, and yeah, it's just pretty fantastic, and I really can't wait to see it, honestly, to actually be able to fight on bridges, to be able to fight on just anywhere you've really seen on the map is going to be amazing, and it's going to give each of the cultures a much better feel for what they are. I know obviously if you're fighting in the desert, you're going to get a desert map, but at least now it's so much more interesting than that, because you get so much more, and it means the whole game is going to change. You're going to have so many different maps that you can play with and play on. On top of that, they're also going to be adding in a whole bunch of new castle and town scenes. I think Empire and Valandia castles and towns. I think there's 4 new towns and 2 castles altogether. And they could basically, I think everything's going to be expanded a bit more. There's going to be a whole lot more to the current towns and castles as well. And these new ones are going to be absolutely amazing. So I can't wait to see them. They're going to be absolutely fantastic to see. Next we have, so there's pillaging and devastating, also showing mercy. So when you attack a settlement and you take it over and you win, you're now going to have different options. So you can pillage it, which is going to affect the prosperity, it's going to decrease the loyalty, and you're going to take money for yourself and possibly your army if you're with one. Obviously devastation and show mercy, pretty self-explanatory. They will allow you to do other options. So if you show mercy, the people of that area will like you more. So if you want to occupy it, then you're probably better off to show mercy. Although you won't make money from it, you'll obviously improve relations, and you won't change their prosperity or anything like that. So that's going to add a whole new element to when you're playing the game. If you're fighting against a faction you don't like, you can deal some massive more damage against them. Even if you know that you're going to lose that settlement, at least you've hit it hard and you've done more damage. Again, alternatively, you can show mercy. So if you want to be that culture, if you want to take over that culture, you can show mercy and have the people like you more. So you're going to be able to play and adapt with the overworld a lot more. You're going to be able to play and adapt with the relations with people and just people in general a hell of a lot more than you could before. It's not just attack, take, and attack and take. Now you can really play with it, make more enemies, make more friends a lot easier. On top of that, so we have the pillaging. They're also adding in a sandbox mode. So if you're getting fed up with starting a new playthrough and then being shoved into the middle of the Empire with, you know, the same set of skill points and anything like that, don't worry guys, everything's going to change. You're now going to have a hell of a lot more freedom. You can now pick your own age, and this will basically determine how many skill points you start with. So if you want to start young, then obviously you won't have any skill points and you can start a completely clean slate, or you can start old and have a whole bunch of skill points and focus points to give you a massive boost ahead, to really just kind of thrust you into more of a late game start than what you would normally have. Also, with that being said, when you pick your character and your culture, you're now in sandbox mode going to spawn in that culture as well. So you're not going to be in that little training camp in the Empire. Now you're going to actually be where you want to be, so you can start wherever you like, and you're not going to have any of those little quests that they give you initially. You'll just have a complete clean slate, and it will just be your character as it already is. On top of that, so the last thing I'm going to mention here is just the multiplayer changes. For those of you that do play the multiplayer and don't just play the single player mode, they're going to be adding in a duel mode, which they don't currently have. It is just literally that, so you will be able to duel one-on-one with other people, and they've adapted it and made it so that other people won't get in your way. It will just be as simple as one-on-one. You can use all different types of weapons, and the actual map itself will change depending on what weapons you have. So if you're cavalry based, it will be much more open with a lot more space. If you're archers, then there'll be a lot more obstructions and things that you can hide behind and use as cover. But yeah, this is basically it, guys. These are the points I'm going to cover. So this update is seriously going to change the game. I cannot wait to see this come in. They've just released a current update, which is basically paving the way for this one to come out. So it shouldn't take too long. It should be here fairly soon, and it really is. It's going to change the game massively. So hopefully, yeah, they're going to keep improving this game. Honestly, it's fantastic as it is. So the fact they're still releasing massive things like this. I know the game's not finished yet, but yeah, no, they're constantly improving it. And honestly, the battle terrain system, I cannot wait to see it. It's going to really change the game. It's going to make everything so much better, so much more fun to play. Just being able to fight wherever you want on the map, really, and using it so much more to your advantage. So you really know how you're going to be playing in that field. I even think it takes it as far as if the enemy is facing away from you when you start, they'll be facing the opposite direction. So it even takes things like that into account, which is just going to be absolutely amazing. Like I said, there are a few other little things, like there's going to be new armors, new helmets, things like that, but go and check those out on the other video. But otherwise, guys, I hope you've enjoyed this. I honestly can't wait to see this. Let me know your thoughts on this. Seriously, get down in the comments, or go ahead and join my Discord and give me all your thoughts on this. I'd love to hear them. And otherwise, yeah, guys, I will see you in the next episode. Goodbye.